give Clayton White a blank check and let him just write the number down. Because when you really, again, you keep perspective, the job he has done and the defensive staff has done, we're talking about a defense that gave up 159 points over a 3-game span last year. And now you're literally riding your defense to victory in a game against Auburn and other games as well throughout this season. I mean, I just don't think you can overstate the job well done that Clayton White and his staff have done. And again, you just came up with stop after stop after stop. Wasn't perfect. Tank Bigsby got his, which I expected, but you did enough to get the win. And isn't it funny, Alex, how much better the defense looked against TJ Finley with a defensive coordinator and a defensive game plan that they executed on, and just a coordinator that knew what the hell he was doing, calling plays against that guy.
Just stunning, wasn't it?
Truly,
I mean,
truly.
no, I mean, what else can you say about the defense? I mean, it's a very undermanned unit that has really good talent on the front line of it that just keeps producing and keeps coming up with turnovers and stops that you need, except for that 4th and 16, which I think we all, like, if you asked anybody internally, like, do you think they get this? I think everybody in the stadium would have said, yeah, they're probably going to get this.
Yeah, that was a tough look. I will admit.
But we all knew it was coming. So, I mean, it wasn't like shocking by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, like, I don't know. You're right. Just give them a blank check and tell them to write a number down. Because imagine if you get some depth behind all this. Then what are you looking at?
It's incredible, man. I mean, it's really true. Like I said, we love to talk offense, and that's the fun part of the game, and that's the entertaining part, right? Scoring a bunch of points. But I expected there to be improvement on the defensive side, because it's like, how could you get any worse from last year? But this improvement, I mean, it's beyond words. I mean, it's really beyond words, the job they've done this year. And it's crazy to think that maybe it is scheme. I guess it is just scheme. I mean, I don't think you're more talented than you were last year, but you know, as I cite this conversation a lot, as Perry Orth told me when Shane Beamer was hired, you know, you can do a lot more with a lot less when a bunch of guys believe and buy in. And I think that's been true immensely on the defensive side.
No, yeah, no, 100%. And I think it's honestly kind of a similar conversation that we've been having this entire year about, like, our run scheme's too complicated. And like, so you kind of look back on that and you think, like, all right, who was in charge of that stuff? And, you know, defensive back guru or not, you know, like, that's a position he played at a high level. So is he making those calls and reads? Is there too much movement? Is there too much stuff going on back there? Is there too much for them to think about? And that hinders your execution of it. It's like you come in and you simplify that down. All of a sudden, everybody knows where they're going. They have confidence in where they're supposed to be and what they're looking for. And boom, you're off and running.